These are the really important things we're talking about. Hey, Matt, these are the really important things we're talking about. It should be an and or an or.
Or, yeah, it should be and or, right? It's the disclosure of pecuniary interest and or general nature thereof.
Any disclosure of pecuniary interest or general nature thereof.
Yes.
Or.
Please, right.
Could it be both? It
No,
could be
just
both.
J.
Just so you can be a little bit right.
Wonder where her shirt is.
Yeah.
Underneath my sweater.
It's your cape. Mine says 7.
Step 4, step 3.
One says 7.
Ready to go now? Good evening. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Could we have a mover and seconder?
Moved by Councillor McInnes, seconded by Councillor Clark, that this meeting be opened at 7 p.m.
All in favor? Carried. Next, we have the adoption of the agenda. Mover and a seconder, please.
Moved by Councillor Corbett, seconded by Councillor Featherstone, that the agenda presented to council and dated the 10th day of February, 2026 be adopted as prepared.
All in favor? Carried. Any disclosure of pecuniary interest?
And or general nature thereof.
I have a mover and a seconder for the adoption of the previous minutes.
Moved by Councillor Clark, seconded by Councillor McInnes, that the minutes of the special meeting and regular council meeting of January 27th, 2026 be adopted as circulated.
All in favor? Carried. Any presentations and delegations?
None for this evening.
No question period. Next, we'll have the staff reports and the deputy clerk treasurer report of the 2025 statement of remunerations and expenses.
Every year, the Municipal Act 2001 states that the treasurer of a municipality shall in each year on or before March 31st provide to the council of the municipality with an itemized statement on remuneration and expenses paid in the previous year to each member of council in respect of his or her services as an officer or employee of the municipality or other body described in a clause. Sorry, I forgot one paragraph. In respect of his or her services as a member of the council or any other body, including a local board to which the member has been appointed by council or on which the members hold office by virtue of being a member of council. Each person other than a member of council appointed by the municipality to serve as a member of any body, including a local board in respect of his or her services as a member of the body. The mandatory items shall identify the bylaw under which the remunerations or expenses were authorized to be paid. Statement to be provided to a municipality if in any year any body, including a local board, pays remuneration or expenses to one of its members who was appointed by municipality. The body shall on or before January 31st in the following year provide to the municipality an itemized statement of the remunerations and expenses paid for the year. The public records. Despite the Municipal Freedom of Information and Protection of Privacy Act, statements provided under subsections 1 and 3 are public records. The annual statement of remuneration and expenses summarizes the payments, remuneration, and expenses to members of council. The following bylaws provide the authorization for these payments. Council remuneration, bylaw 2019-27. Council expenses, bylaw 2016-16. Statement of remuneration and expenses, attached as Appendix A. The statement of remuneration and expenses is a summary of the information provided in Appendix A. It is the formal declaration by the treasurer. This includes payments by the Township of Bonfield to elected officials, members of councils, and appointed statutory board officials. As such, it does not include payments to members of a board who were not appointed by council, corporate expenses incurred by the office of the mayor, as they are not payments to the elected official. They are included for information purposes in the analysis of expenses to members of council. The next step is copies of the report and its appendix will be posted on our website and will be available in hard copy to the public through the office. So the recommendation, whereas Section 284 of the Municipal Act 2001, SO 2001 C25, as amended, requires that the treasurer of the municipality shall in each year on or before March 31st provide to the council of the municipality an itemized statement on remuneration and expenses paid in the previous year. Be it hereby resolved that council for the corporation of the Township of Bonfield accept the 2025 statement of remuneration and expenses.
Can I have a mover and a seconder, please?
Moved by Councillor Corbett, seconded by Councillor McInnes. Whereas Section 284 of the Municipal Act 2001, SO 2001 C25, as amended, requires that the treasurer of the municipality shall in each year on or before March 31st provide to the council of the municipality an itemized statement on remuneration and expenses paid in the previous year. Be it hereby resolved that council for the corporation of the Township of Bonfield accepts the 2025 statement of remuneration and expenses.
All in favor? Carried. Next, we have the CAO report, tax collection.
So the tax collection is required under the Municipal Act. The report is intended to show the taxes owing at the end of the year and to provide council with information to make decisions and be aware of upcoming cash flow budget management. Property taxes are expected by property tax arrears are expected by all municipalities. However, it's important to set targets for good long-term financial planning. So this report, along with the updated 2026 report that was emailed to council, are meant to provide information which supports this. There are a variety of reasons why arrears are increasing, and there are many pressures faced by property owners, and this is not unique to Bonfield. So since the initial report that's in the agenda, 28 property owners have paid their arrears. This leaves about 25 properties with arrears of 2 or more years, which is the trigger for tax sales. Of these, 14 are vacant property owners and 13 owe less than $2,000 to be removed from arrears. So this is quite manageable. Owners can enter into good faith payment plans with the treasurer, paying the arrears off within no more than 3 years. They can pay off their arrears and join the monthly pre-authorized payment plan. This program has been heavily promoted since 2021, and the usage has increased approximately 52%, with the highest uptake being 2023 and 2024. You'll note that those are the 2 years that the arrears also went up. So we are getting more people who are on that payment plan. In 2021, there were 231 properties on the plan. And in 2025, we now have 339 properties on the plan. So people are managing to do the monthly program and keep their arrears in check. The PAP, what we call the pre-authorized payment plan, also allows residents to pay an equal amount each month, making it predictable and easy to fit into their household budgets. In addition, under the program, there's no interest applied to any outstanding amounts on accounts, whereas those not on the plan that miss a due date do have interest applied within 3 days. Even if tax sale processes are initiated, owners still have an additional year to enter into formal extension agreements for the payment plan. And there are a number of opportunities to reduce the arrears, but the focus for the collection will be on the $132,000 that's in tax sale arrears. So those are our oldest payments, and that's only a handful of properties. Staff are happy to assist with any of the payments, and we send out notices monthly, quarterly, after all the taxes are due, and we always hope that the owners will contact us and start the conversation. But this report is just for information purposes and awareness, and that we will be implementing that tax policy.
Okay, any question?
Are there any owners that you've not been able to contact?
There are properties, we don't know where the owners are, yes.
My questions were actually answered in the supplementary report. I appreciated the supplementary report, so thank you. And I mean, I guess just as a general statement, obviously we take very seriously and want to do it as compassionately as possible when we are moving forward with potential tax sale steps. And I recognize the staff are doing that, so I appreciate that. It is never great when we get to that position where obviously homeowners and or property owners are into that position, but we also have a responsibility to balance not having it negatively impact those taxpayers that pay their taxes on time. So as that balance starts to creep up, unfortunately, sits on a balance sheet, but we still have to have the cash to be able to operate the municipality. So it is that fine balance of, yep, we will absolutely work with everyone, and that is our preferred option. If they choose not to work with us, unfortunately, we have to be responsible for all of our taxpayers, and I do appreciate staff's approach to this. So thank you.
Okay, very good. Mover in a second there to accept the report.
Moved by Councillor Clark, seconded by Councillor McInnes, that council accepts the report on tax collection for information purposes only.
All in favor? Carried. Next, we have the CAO report, professional consultants.
So the township is a multifunctional operation, and from time to time, experts need to be consulted by staff to provide the best information and resources to council to make informed decisions. These professionals are selected based on high recommendation of colleagues, insurance companies, or other experts as matters come before the township. They are screened for conflict of interest potential upon first interactions and prior to moving forward with any work. This report and recommendation for approval is to ensure council is aware and acknowledges that these firms are authorized to work with staff on behalf of the corporation to ensure the township remains risk adverse and well managed, and there are opportunities are provided to staff to connect with experts, ensuring council receives the necessary relevant information for decision making. Other firms may be contacted should a conflict arise or if new subject matter is raised and additional expertise is needed. And this list should be reviewed once per council term. While many firms listed are legal firms, Russell Christie remains the corporation's main legal representative. And then there's a list of them. So we do have an appointing bylaw for Russell Christie for our auditors, and those are done every 5 years that they need to be reviewed on that. But for human resources, we do have 3 firms that help us with those. I think one is just a recent, but we have talked about that hiring. And then there are some that we use for land use or real estate. And then there's others that are just on legal matters, depending on the subject matter. So Bennett Grant, for instance, recommended by an engineer for one of the legal issues that we have. And so they're based on those recommendations. But the council does need to be aware that we are contacting and working with these representatives, even if it is through our insurance company. And Pinchin, who we saw last night at Corporate Services, JL Richards, who we see at the planning table a lot, they're doing the official plan. But we also ask them when there's questions, because we're in that flux with the official plan and the zoning, so we do check in with them for some planning questions. And then we have used Tulloch Engineering in the past. So it just covers all the bases.
Could I have a mover and a seconder? Any questions?
No questions. I mean, obviously, we're looking at, depending on area of scope for human resources consultants is why we see 3 there. And then we're looking at areas of practice and or insurance recommendations for lawyers. And by recommendations, they tell you that's what you're going to deal with if you want coverage. So, and then, yeah, it's all pretty standard, I think. So,
All in favor?
I
Carrie?
need to read the motion first.
Pardon?
I need to read the motion.
Oh, got pretty fast.
Moved by Councillor Corbett, seconded by Councillor Clark, that council accepts the professional firms as outlined for consultation and professional advice purposes as may be required from time to time on behalf of the corporation.
All in favor? Carrie? And next we have the report from the fire department. Thank you.
You. So I have a report here prepared by Fire Chief Sean McGee. This report highlights the activities of the Bonfield Volunteer Fire Department for a 2-month period from December 12th until February 4th. So as it stands right now, we sit at 18 operational volunteer firefighters. We responded to 16 calls for service during this period, 14 medicals, 1 bush grass fire, and a overheating vehicle. And last year we had 98 calls for service. You'll see later in the report that represents a 50% increase over the call volume from last year. For our training report, so we're working on practical and theoretical firefighting skills. Key focus areas being MDCs with extrication, patient care. We did a night of winter drafting operations at the dock. We're always working through medical assessments, basic medical stuff with people that aren't trained with their department, newer members. Equipment checks and safety and hazard awareness. So we're constantly checking our SCBAs and PPE at the beginning of our training nights, making sure that bottles are filled to, we like to keep them above 1800 PSI, just so that everything's fire ready to go. Maintenance activities, we put new blades on the ice auger, tested it. Pumper 5 has been winterized, which means just putting plumbing antifreeze in the ports, the drain ports and the outlets. And we're updating maintenance logs for all of our equipment. All of our equipment currently used right now is operational and compliant with NFPA standards. We're updating maintenance records for everything as we maintain them. Recommendations, we're going to continue doing our weekly equipment inspections and then after calls and use. And we're going to schedule monthly refresher training on equipment handling. Special training, we have another round of NFPA certification testing coming up next week. So to try and get the rest of our members through firefighter 1 and 2. Practical firefighting skills are always led by training officer Ben Tashua. And firefighters are also actively taking self-paced courses online. So that includes swiftwater rescue. They're doing IMS 100. It's a big one we're pushing right now. So fire chief updates. The fire chief has completed the key performance indicators on firefighter attendance for calls, training, fire prevention, and public events for 2025. As I said earlier, a total of 98 calls for service last year, which represents a 50% increase over 2024. 73% of those calls are medical in nature, which that's the bulk of our calls. So the fire chief recommends that the committee reviews and formalizes the medical tiered response agreement, which is it is a tailored agreement, basically outlining the obligations and abilities of the paramedic services and the fire department. Fire chief has drafted an attendance management policy, which sets us benchmarks for attendance on training and larger calls. Obviously, some of our members are from North Bay, can't make a medical call in Bonfield. So we're focusing on training and the bigger calls. And the fire chief and entire Bonfield Fire Department congratulate firefighter Trevor Cottle on being selected as volunteer firefighter of the month for January. Trevor has achieved a ton in his short time with us. We look forward to what the future holds. The chief also recommends that the fire department, or sorry, the council promotes or okays the promotion of Zach Mason to captain, and also the hiring of Ryan Moyer and Skylar Manette, who have been with us since September and November, respectively. Fire prevention is ongoing during any incident or call. With the Net Zero program, we've got some smoke detectors to give out. We've given out 9 smoke CO combo alarms so far. Community involvement, the Bonfield Fire Department participated in a charity hockey game called Battle of the Badges. It was hosted by Mattawa. So we participated with our neighbors in Papineau, Calvin, and Mattawa. It was a tournament where we competed against paramedic services as well as OPP. They used it as a fundraiser for their food bank. That's what I have.
Thank you.
Just being on the committee with you as well. You know, I've always thought that our volunteer fire department is more than just first responders. Obviously, most of the calls that you guys are getting are medical. It's more about being a community leader. And you know, the amount of events and things that you guys are running and stepping up and attending other people's events and stuff is refreshing to see in this community. I think everybody would agree that you know, it's been a big positive for our community.
Yeah, I mean, to touch on what Councillor Featherstone said, I mean, the fire department had a hockey game with the, you know, on the coldest day of the year, but, you know, a shooting game with the residents and big turnout and well attended. And it was great to see. It's a good community builder. So thanks for that.
I commend all of you for going up there.
Yeah. Good job. Thank you.
I just have one question. With all the snow, do you still have access to all the filling stations? Are they all kept open?
So wintertime, we typically just use the ones that are easy to get to. So the dam, like that's you open year round. That's pretty much our primary filling spot in the winter. So I haven't gone around to check. Well, there's only really the other one on Talon Lake, on McNutt, the dry hydrant. Aside from that like we're going to be shuttling from the dam. So
our staff, when they do the parking lots and that in the mornings, they do all the pump out stations as well with the 1-ton pickup. So.
Yeah. Could we have a mover and a seconder?
There is no motion.
You have no motion.
There are fire motions, but later. right?
They're at the next council meeting.
To approve.
The
The new-
motion's coming
Yeah, because.
because the meeting was
It
last
was
night, so
after
the motions will only be at our
Friday.
next
That's right,
council meeting.
right.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for the report.
Yes, thanks.
Yeah.
You can run if you want.
Okay.
yeah.
It's nice.
Oh, good.
Thank you.
Thanks, Matt.
Thank
you, Matt. Thank you.
See you later.
Good night.
Have a good night.
Okay, next we have Recreation and Fitness Committee. Do you have a report or anything? Or is anything you want to talk about?
We have one motion, I think just one motion. Our next
Yeah.
big event is our Family Day event. So I know you've attended that in the past. We'll have a fire outside with some s'mores, and we have some local organizations kind of helping out with that. And kids can go skating, and the library is doing like snow painting, and so we have a bunch of things on the go for Family Day. That's our next event. And the motion, I think, is just fireworks, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the rec meeting, we had a bunch of other community, people from the community and other out organizations come, and it's been a while since they've all joined the rec committee, and it was a good turnout. And we discussed, making sure everybody's on the same page about when they have events, that we're not overlapping and stuff like that. So it was good to see that all the organizations come out and then participate in it.
For sure, that's a good thing.
Wonderful.
So we have a motion. Do we have a mover and a seconder?
Moved by Councillor Featherstone, seconded by Councillor McInnes, whereas the Recreation and Fitness Committee recommends to council to purchase the fireworks display for Canada Day in the amount of $4,300, taxes included, be it hereby resolved that council approves of this recommendation.
All in favor? Carried. I'm happy to see that. We don't have to have a vote.
Yeah, no, we're good.
Then we have the Planning Advisory Committee. So, this motion, can I have a mover and a seconder for the?
Moved by Councillor Corbett, seconded by Councillor Clark, whereas the Planning Advisory Committee recommends to council that consent application B1 2026 Longmuir for one new lot be approved, be it hereby resolved that council approves of this recommendation along with the conditions and notes as set out on the attached decision of approval authority form.
All in favor? Carried. Now we each have to, we all have to sign. Hope we give you the right one.
Yeah.
Better give us that.
Oh, yes.
Maybe on the side.
Next, planning.
A mover and a seconder, please.
Oh, I didn't, we signed it. Is this for the second one, right?
The second
Yeah,
one, yes.
okay, sorry.
Moved by Councillor Clark, seconded by Councillor McInnes, whereas the Planning Advisory Committee recommends to council that consent application B2 2026 Landry for two new lots be approved, be it hereby resolved that council approves of this recommendation along with the conditions and notes as set out on the attached decision of approval authority form.
All in favor? Carried.
Want me to speak to the last meeting or not?
On this one here?
Yeah, on the planning advisory committee meeting and review of the township Bronco fish plan. Yeah.
For the next motion?
Yeah, would you want me to speak to it at all?
Sure. If you want to.
Well, I mean, I can, because I think it's actually pretty important. So,
Yeah.
if you haven't had an opportunity, to watch, because I'm sure you're all thrilled to watch it, but the planning advisory committee meeting of last, we reviewed thoroughly the comments we got back from the ministry on our official plan. There are extensive comments, given the amount of flux that the province is in from a planning standpoint and the changes that are happening. Coming up, did you have a full report on this? And I'm jumping ahead of it. Okay, sorry. I wanted to make sure I wasn't like jumping the gun here. Yeah. So the meeting in March that we're gonna have our planning advisory committee meeting. Each member of council, while you're always welcome, but will be formally invited to. We are having a meeting with our consultants to review that plan and the comments as well. I think it would be good for council to be involved, just because then we can pay the lawyer or the consultant, not the lawyer, or consultants one time, so that you would all get that information. There's enough extensive changes in there that we're actually contemplating changing it from just a refresh to a new official plan, which then it just gives us longer time with it. But because of the extent of the changes, we're probably on the cusp of, we might as well just make it a whole new plan. But that's, up for council discussion at some point. So, yeah, I don't know if there's anything else.
Yes, I really enjoyed our meeting and going through it very closely. At first I was a little disappointed to see so many changes, but the fact that if we say it's a new official plan, because there are quite a few changes, then it lasts longer. We're not into our first or second year. So I really enjoyed the meeting, and I think the committee did as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So could we have a mover and a second there?
Moved by Councillor McInnes, seconded by Councillor Clark, whereas the Planning Advisory Committee accepts the update provided on the ongoing review of the Township of Bonfield's official plan, and whereas the committee recommends that the report also be forwarded to members of council for their further review and consideration, be it hereby resolved that council approves of this recommendation.
All in favor? Carried. We need another mover and a seconder.
Moved by Councillor Clark, seconded by Councillor Corbett, that council accepts the proposed 2025 Planning Advisory Committee meeting schedule, continuing the first Tuesday of each month as meeting dates are required, or as required.
All in favor? Carried. Items for council discussion.
None for this evening.
Well, I was jumped ahead of you. I'm sorry.
What you're putting your hand up for.
I thought you were gonna give
I have something I would like to discuss.
You're really being agreeable
Yeah.
tonight. I will say something. I signed the check for that glass replacement in the
Change room.
Change room.
change building. And I was very surprised at the cost to replace that. That was from the damage done there.
Yeah.
That almost $1,000.
Wow.
So I think we should encourage anyone out there to watch and take better care of things, because it's not cheap anymore to replace anything like that.
So just for transparency and to clarify, the window facing the rink was broken before, as well as the door. But when we had the incident with the vandalism, another portion of that same window did get broken.
Oh,
So I just wanted to let everybody
Okay.
know that.
I'd recommend, if it happens again, just to put a solid door on. That door has been beat up and needs painted and needs refurbished anyhow. If we bust that window again, let's just change the door out.
Or let's find the people that are busting the window.
Yeah.
Sure, but
And I would just add to that point, Councilman McInnes, is, you know, when we installed cameras and we were talking about cameras, we were actually reluctant and thinking we might get pushback from the community to say, look, like, you know, nobody likes to have cameras around, or we weren't sure how the public would react. The response I have received to it is people would actually like more cameras to help prevent that. Obviously not in the change room, but I think if we had more cameras just to helping us, we've been victims of, the community has been victims of some vandals out in that area a few times now. So I think it's probably time that a one-time capital investment might help stem that ongoing vandalism issues.
It's not really a change room. It's a change your winter boots and put on skates either. So
Classified it, we shouldn't call it a change room then.
so we could call
Well,
it like
there's
warm-up
an
room or a skate
inherent,
room
yeah,
or-
if we change the name, but it's an
Yeah.
There's windows in there.
inherent,
There's windows in there with no blinds, you know, like
it's an inherent place that people would expect privacy when you call it a change room. So you have to be very careful. Legally, you have to be very careful.
Yeah, I agree with the cameras. I mean, we've incurred a lot of damage this summer and it's continuing on into the winter.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it would be really nice to bring some justice to whoever's doing this. I mean, it's just wasting township,
Absolutely.
you know, money.
Yeah, then there's less we can do, other things that we can do when we have to keep replacing
It's
things.
senseless, just a senseless waste of money.
So I guess if there's room left in this budget, which you would know better than us, great. If not, perhaps, you know, brought forward in this upcoming budget as a consideration line item would be appreciated.
Is
We have
there,
talked, yeah.
sorry, is there something like, those maybe wire or something that can be on the
On the
windows?
glass. Oh,
To
yeah.
protect the windows.
So sorry. The outside window that faces the rink, they are covered in steel mesh, but the window was broken from inside the change room. Both the windows were broken multiple times. From
Even with the
inside.
mesh on it?
The mesh is
So
on the
the
outside.
mesh is on the outside
Oh.
facing the rink to stop any pucks coming through, but it was from the inside. So inside the change room, the window was broken. There's no metal over it inside the change room.
I had to replace a window lately as well at another place that I work at, and we're not allowed to use the metal mesh anymore.
Yeah.
Apparently it's new.
So that was partially, so when we first, like before all of the vandalism occurred, the window was broken. We knew about it. We ordered a window. It's just due to the size and the glass, it took a few months for them to get the window in. It just so happened that we were lucky enough that the second incident that happened to the window wasn't after we already replaced it,
Oh, good.
or we'd be out
Oh,
$2,000.
yeah, even twice.
But-
Would
And
like
then-
to say, sorry, the ice is very good, though.
The ice is very good, yeah.
It sure would be. It wouldn't be
Yeah.
melting.
Yeah, if we can't make a nice ice now, we got a
Yeah.
problem. Right?
I just wondered if you quickly wanted to remind public of the meeting tomorrow night.
Sure, I can. So tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. at the Lion's Den on Third Line, we actually are discussing the feral cat issues that we're having within sections of our community. The purpose of the conversation is not to discuss whether we are going to be addressing it. Council has already made the decision that we will be taking action to address the issue. But we invite members of the public who have a great passion to want to support these cats to come out and help. They can work together and formulate a plan that if they would like to expand what is the municipal plan now to add an extra element or to bring in additional resources, we encourage that and anything that they would like to bring to the table that supports those cats. We are open to all of those ideas. So it's expected to be a positive meeting. It's going to be really a think tank idea meeting that while we will open the meeting and kind of just set the table, the plan is for that meeting to actually be a conversation amongst themselves more than anything. So that's the purpose of the meeting. So
Are you making coffee?
are we making coffee?
I am now.
Yes, we sure are. It's a good idea.
Okay.
Maybe some Timbits?
Right, yes.
Okay, I'll get some Timbits on the way home tomorrow.
All right, the next one is the ombudsman report. investigation into complaints, 3 meetings. Who will?
I
Do
can read the
report?
beginning of
Yeah.
it if you want. There's, he has a good summary on the first page. So the complaint, and this is the ombudsman talking when they say my. So
Okay,
my office received a complaint. That means the ombudsman office received a complaint about meetings held by the Township of Bonfield's Council, its Corporate Services Committee, and its Planning Advisory Committee. First, the complaint alleged that prior to the regular meeting of Council on July 23rd, 2024, Council may have held an illegal closed meeting to discuss and coordinate a vote on a motion that was subsequently passed at the regular meeting. Second, the complaint alleged that the topic discussed in closed session at the meeting of the Corporate Services Committee on July 30th, 2024 did not fit within the exemptions to the open meeting rules under the Municipal Act. And finally, the complaint raised that notice was not provided for the regular meeting of Council of August 6, 2024, as well as the regular meetings of the Planning Advisory Committee meeting of October 16th and November 12th of 2024. So for the reasons that are within the report, the Ombudsman concluded that the informal discussions that took place prior to the regular meeting of Council on July 23rd, 2024 did not constitute an illegal meeting within the meaning of the Municipal Act. And furthermore, the Corporate Services Committee discussion in closed session on July 30th, 2024 fit within the exemption for advice subject to solicitor-client privilege under Section 239(2) of the Act. However, he did conclude that the township violated the open meeting rules by failing to provide notice in accordance with the procedure bylaw for the regular council meeting of August 6th and the planning advisory meetings of October 16th and November 12th, all in 2024. So I think that we knew because a resident had told us that notice on August 6th was not out, and we put it up the next day. And then the planning advisory, even before these complaints were filed, I know that the chair of the planning advisory committee did address the fact that they weren't on the website, and since those times we've not had any further incidents. So there are recommendations in here that, if I can get to them. Yeah. So recommendation number 1 is all members of council for the Township of Bonfield and its committees should be vigilant in adhering to their individual and collective obligation to ensure that the municipality complies with its responsibilities under the Municipal Act. Recommendation number 2 is the Township of Bonfield should ensure that public notice of all meetings is provided in accordance with its procedure bylaw. And recommendation 3 is to support accountability and transparency. The Township of Bonfield should implement a record-keeping system for all meeting notices. Because our notice does require that it goes on the website and the door, but we don't have any proof. And if it's not documented, it didn't happen. So we have created a new tracking system for when we post.
any comments?
But my only comment would be, obviously for the improper notice of a meeting, I appreciate that the ombudsman did go on to say clearly not done with intent and commended staff on the action that was actually taken even before the ombudsman was involved. I will just say, obviously my lessons learned as the chair of the Planning Advisory Committee, that buck stops with me on October 16th and November 12th, that we continue to have the meeting, even though I knew that there was a hiccup in the amount of notice. So I will absolutely take the ownership on that as the chair. Yeah, I think that's only the appropriate thing to do. I wouldn't want to pass that to anybody else. When I'm the chair, it is me. So.
Yeah, and I mean, sometimes we need to talk to our lawyer on certain items. That's why we go into closed session. I mean,
Yes, for sure.
it just has to be done.
That's it.
Yeah.
And just to comment that, the report is there that it's the taxpayer that has concerns, and if it's a perceived notion or the way they see it, and we have to respect that and do what we have to do to be in compliance with our procedural bylaw. And to me, I'm thinking for us to go put a notice on the door, we might get in trouble with the union or somebody.
Yes.
So you don't go
No.
doing their work.
When I said the buck stops with you, I meant I probably would have actually delayed the meeting until I would have actually just said, let's postpone our meeting to come and go. That's what I will do in the future. No,
Yeah.
I won't actually be the one putting it on the door.
I think it gets more difficult when it is a planning advisory committee because there are timelines on planning. So, I mean, the agenda was on the door, not that I can prove that, but it was not on the website. But there's notice for all of the planning meetings. And those notices, we only have a planning committee meeting if there is consent. And those notices are mailed to everybody within the area of the affected property. I mean, we don't have an abundance of people who come to sit at there to talk about someone else's property. Usually it's when they affect them. So in delaying the meeting, then we have to be very careful to not.
100%. I think the
Because it's
careful
still
comes in making sure we have appropriate
Yeah.
notice, which again, I will
Yeah.
just come back to, I commend staff that we are now have a system that
Yes.
is pretty much full. So I don't think it'll be an issue moving forward.
We passed a motion tonight for the meetings, right? The planning board. So is that on the website or does it set out the dates for our, say for the planning meeting, for the council meeting?
I'm not sure that it's on the website as per every day. It's the first Tuesday of every month, but it's the planning advisory only meets if there's an application. So we can put them all on and then just put canceled or pending application but it's not that it is every month.
No, it's not all,
No.
not every.
I can tell you the last meeting, I actually used our website to refer to it to make sure that I had the date and time of
Yeah.
the meeting, right?
Yeah.
So it was there on our calendar and
Oh, yeah.
that's what I used, so.
I'd like to say it was a very in-depth report and they did their due diligence, which was good. They talked to, I think, to all of us and I think it's a good report and, and I think it's good for us to make sure that we are doing what is in the procedural bylaw, like you say. And if we're not, we need to correct the behavior or get training, or if we don't know, we're human too. So, we're going to make mistakes. So it's good that there's a body out there looking as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
The
a
ombudsman does good
reminder
work.
never hurts.
Exactly,
whatever they
exactly.
did. Okay, could we have a mover and a seconder for it?
Moved by Councillor Corbett, seconded by Councillor McInnes, that council acknowledges and accepts the report from the Ombudsman Ontario regarding an investigation into a complaint about meetings held by council, the Corporate Services Committee, and the Planning Advisory Committee, and further that council and township staff accept the 3 recommendations of the report regarding meeting notice.
All in favor? Carried. Okay, next we have bylaw number 2026-09, medical tiered response agreement with DSAB. We have a mover and a seconder.
Moved by Councillor McInnes, seconded by Councillor Clark, that council for the Township of Bonfield hereby adopts bylaw 2006-09, being a bylaw to enter into an agreement with DSAB Paramedic Services as presented and is considered read 3 times and passed this 10th day of February, 2026.
Any questions? All in favor? Carried. Next we have Bylaw 2026-10, Fire Protection Grant 2026. We have a mover and a seconder. You guys getting tired?
Yeah, that's a lot of work over here, yeah.
Moved by Counselor Corbett, seconded by Counselor Clark, that council for the Township of Bonnfield hereby adopts bylaw 2026-10, being a bylaw to enter into an agreement with the province of Ontario as presented and is considered read 3 times and passed this 10th day of February 2026.
Any questions? All in favor? Carried. Okay, next we have bylaw 2024-28, third reading to establish maintenance, management, regulation, and control of the Mount Pleasant Cemetery. Do I have a mover and a seconder?
Moved by Counselor McInnes, seconded by Counselor Corbett, that bylaw 2024-28 being a bylaw to establish maintenance, management, regulation, and control of the Mount Pleasant Cemetery be read a third time in open council and passed this 10th day of February 2026.
All in favor? Carried. Next, we have bylaw 2026-11, M&R Forest Fire Management Agreement. We have a mover and a seconder.
Moved by Counselor Corbett, seconded by Counselor Clark, that council for the Township of Bonnfield hereby adopts bylaw 2026-11, being a bylaw to enter into an agreement with the Ministry of Natural Resources as presented and is considered read 3 times and passed this 10th day of February 2026.
All in favor? Carried. Next, we have an interesting one. Bylaw 2026.
They seem the rest weren't interested.
2026-12, Pothole Prevention and Repair Program Agreement. Do we have a mover and a second?
Moved by Counselor McInnes, seconded by Counselor Clark, that council for the Township of Bonnfield hereby adopts bylaw 2026-12, being a bylaw to enter into an agreement with the province of Ontario as presented and is considered read 3 times and passed this 10th day of February 2026.
Do you have anything about that, Alex?
Me?
Yeah, do you have anything?
No, I'm happy we're getting something. Every little bit helps. So
What does $38,000 get us?
2 loads of cold patch.
Okay.
1% of taxes though, 1%.
It was a grant that was announced and we applied for it in 2025. And you had to actually use municipal budget funds from April to, I believe it's November of 2025. And then you apply, so they're just reimbursing that $38,000. We had a lot of criteria that we had to meet before we actually were eligible,
Yeah.
so.
So we spent
We
about
met-
20,000 in staff time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should have talked about that at the red tape production.
Yeah.
Okay, do we have a mover and a second?
I've already read the motion, we just need to carry it.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Carrie?
Nope, all in favor.
Yeah, all in favor. It mixed me up. Okay, I shouldn't have got lost on the pothole.
You were excited.
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought I could see Trunk Hill Trunk Hill
Yeah.
over there,
Yep.
Trunk Road.
$38,000.
Yeah,
Yeah, fix one of them.
yeah.
Next, we have correspondence. We have a motion for all of the correspondence.
Yes, we've changed the motion a bit where council can right away, let us know which correspondence they would like to report or support. And then we won't need to bring it back to the next council meeting. So it's done everything in one motion.
I would like to see number D. And support is for the Life Lab.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
I concur on those
C?
two.
yes.
on all of them?
No, C and D, I
C
concur with
and
you on
D.
those are the important ones for me too.
Okay. And then the library board, there's a motion for the library board? No.
I would like to say though, for the library, that we did hire 2 new staff at the library. We were just transitioning. So there's been a lot of change. So our brand new librarian really was, thankfully, Jeanette, the old librarian, when she retired, she agreed to stay on until we got all of the positions filled. So there's been that support. But both Jeanette and Holly, she's just been doing a tremendous job. We had interviews and we've got 2 positions in place. And so hopefully, and again, they're still programming. So they're coming to the family day to do the painting and preparing for the rest of the year. So
Yeah, that's great.
there's a bit of a learning curve too. So, we're doing budgets now. So, but it's great because she's already got established relationships with, the CAO in the office. So she doesn't have to learn the people. She just has to learn the function, which is nice.
Very good.
Your worship, item number D was only information only, so I won't include it into the,
Oh, okay.
Do you want to talk about that though?
Well, we, pay the membership fees every year, right?
we do, and Councillor McInnes is a member of
Still a
that
meeting?
committee.
Is our
Oh, yeah.
meeting?
I have gone to, this year was, one last year, and then we have one coming up on the 28th annual meeting. So, yes, it just,
And you're in favor of supporting
oh,
it?
100%. Yeah. It just, it helps the farmers. It helps pay for the veterinarians to come on Tuesdays and Thursdays. It helps cover their travel costs.
That's
So
great.
it's a great thing for our community.
Yeah.
Well, we could support that now or in the next meeting.
No, we've already committed our yearly payment. And the correspondence here was just to advise the public of the upcoming general meeting that they could attend.
Okay, very good.
And it's going to be held at 250 Clark this year. Just
Okay.
So I just need a mover and a seconder to,
Okay. They're getting close to the end. The
There we
hand's
are,
gone
yeah.
up quicker.
moved by Councillor Clark, seconded by Councillor Corbett, that council receives a correspondence circulated with the agenda of February 10th, 2026, and further that council supports the following items. C, Phenom planned closure of Life Labs in Sudbury, and further that a copy of this resolution be forwarded to the appropriate ministries, the originator of the proposal, and MPP Vic Fideli and/or MP Pauline Rochford.
All in favor? Carrie? No closed session. The confirmatory bylaw? Mover and a seconder.
Moved by Councillor McInnes, seconded by Councillor Corbett, that the council for the Township of Bonfield hereby adopts bylaw 2026-08 to confirm the proceedings of council from January 27th, 2026 to February 10th, 2026 as presented, and is considered read 3 times and passed this 10th day of February 2026.
All in favor? A mover and a carried, I forgot carried. A mover and seconder for the last one.
All hands go up.
Everybody has their hand.
Moved by Councillor Clark, seconded by Councillor Featherstone, that this meeting be adjourned at 7:58 PM.
All in favor? Carried. Meeting is now closed.